And Finks is going to come down, putting Carter up to 21. And I did not mark the damage he took from the attack. So Carter's up to 21. And he bolsters on to Anafenza. And he's going to pass back. David's going to untap and draw. Or actually, I'm sorry, he's going to scry with Thassa first. And that shows you how much he's paying attention, as I would have just drawn. And granted, I'm not sitting down at the table. It's a little different. But I would have forgot the Thassa. So. Mutavault comes down for David. And he's thinking of whether or not to get busy. I think that it's safe to maybe give... Oh, let's see. 1, 2, 3. He has 4 blue sources. He's 1 blue shy of activating the Thassa and keeping it loyaled out. Or devoted out, I guess. He's going to make something unblockable. Looks like Curse Catcher. Swings 2. 1916. Carter's going to draw. It looks like it was a forest. David is playing this Relic of Progenitus pretty well. It's making it to where Carter can't do the things he wants to do, which I'm sure that he would already have lethal. As a second Kitchen Finks comes down. Now if he has the Viscera Seer, it is lethal. Carter's thinking hard about this one. He wants to make sure he knows what his plays are, and it looks like he has an Eternal Witness in hand and an unknown card, so he might not have the Viscera Seer. Kitchen Finks is going to tap and attempt to attack. It's going to get through, knocking David down to 13. Carter's going to pass it over. David's going to draw. Actually, he's going to scry first, and that's going to go to the bottom. Looked like an artifact or a colorless mana producer. That is a blue card. It might have been a Master of the Pearl Trident. In which case, that is a very good top deck for David. Cavern of Souls is going to come down. And if I had to guess, he's going to name Merfolk. Though, Vampire might be the actual correct call. 2 for a Master of the Pearl Trident. That's going to turn Thassa on, and he might make the Thassa unblockable. Let's see, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 coming from Carter if he hits him on the swing back, 12 with a bolster trigger. David can't go all in. Well, I guess he would still have the Master of the Pearl Trident up. But I think it's best to just attack with an unblockable creature like a Thassa, and then trying to Alpha Strike maybe next turn, as you don't want to lose. And I guess it's only lethal if he handles the Master of the Pearl Trident and has a creature for bolster. It also might be lethal if he has... See, if he blocks the 4/3 Finks, it would be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 12 with the... Yeah, it would be 11 damage with a Gavany Township. So... Either way, yeah, I like that. Just attacking with one creature. I thought that I'm surprised he didn't attack with Thassa, maybe just so he has a big blocker. So it's going to knock him down to 18. I did not gain him the 2 from the Kitchen Finks, so that's why the total was wrong on my end. Quarter Calling is going to come down for Viscera Seer. And that's going to resolve. And that should be all she wrote, because he has 2 Kitchen Finks. He's going to let that one trigger. We'll see if David just scoops or if he lets him play it out. Because that is the combo. Because he has 2 kitchen finks, if David gets rid of one, he can just respond with the other one, and it's all instant speed. So it's a really, really tough spot by David. Or by Carter presents a tough spot for David because he had double kitchen finks. In addition to the Anafenza and the Viscera Seer. Granted, he just corded for the Viscera Seer. He also has the Spellskite to stop a Vapor Snag. Or unsummon any kind of those abilities. So yeah, David's going to go ahead and scoop Abzan Collecting Company. For those of you who do not know, Carter just gained infinite life. The combo involves Kitchen Finks and or Murderous Redcap. If you get Murderous Redcap, you get to deal infinite damage. Kitchen Finks says, enter the battlefield, gain 2 life, and it has Persist. So it's a fantastic creature. Persist, of course, when the creature dies, it comes back to play with a -1/-1 counter. It was like the old Undying. The reverse Undying, pretty much. So you need Kitchen Finks, you need Viscera Seer or Cartel Aristocrat. They're starting to play that one. And you also need Anafenza, the Kintree Spirit, I think is the name of her, the white one, or the Malira Silvok Outcast. And the combo is you have a Kitchen Fink, you have one of each of those creatures in play. So you have a Viscera Seer / Cartel Aristocrat, a Kitchen Finks or a Murderous Redcap, and a Anafenza Kintree Spirit or a Malira Silvok Outcast. What happens is you have Kitchen Finks in play, and you sacrifice Kitchen Finks to the Cartel or the Viscera Seer. It goes to the graveyard. It persists back, and either Malira says it can't get a -1/-1 counter, so it stays at a 3/2, or Anafenza says bolster 1, and it has 1 toughness, so you will always be able to bolster back onto itself to make it to where it takes away the -1/-1 counter, and it just keeps coming back permanently. So you keep gaining 2 life each time, and you can do it as many times as you want, and because it's the same loop, and if your opponent doesn't interact with it, you can just set a number and say, for example, I'll have Kitchen Finks come back 20,000 times, and then you'll go to 40,000 life, because it gains 2 life each time. And so that's how that combo works. Murderous Redcap is the actual opposite. With Murderous Redcap, instead of gaining life, you deal the damage to them or to their creatures, etc. So while they're siding, I'm going to try to set up the stream giveaway, which will happen in about 20 minutes. And once again, it says that we went offline while I'm watching, but I don't think we actually did. I just think that my computer's being a little silly. And here in about 20 minutes, we are going to be giving away, you guessed it, a Chandra Fire of Kaldash Flip Planeswalker from Magic Origins. It's really awesome looking. The Flip Planeswalkers always look cool, and especially if you were lucky enough to get or look at the pre-release versions of the Flip Planeswalkers. They are gorgeous. And I can only imagine that the blackout versions from Comic-Con are going to be even cooler. Because the old, just the regular walkers from Comic-Con, the black versions, are amazing. And then having 2 sides on each one, that's the real coolness. So they're going to be shuffling it up, and I assume that David Black will be playing first in this second game. As I need to reset their life totals, as they do not start at 13 and 18. Carter would love that, I assume. As David is using the old, man, now I can't think of what that's called. The More You Know? Was that what it was? From the old ABC commercials? Pretty sure it was like the old PSAs that would give you a little bit of advice. Yeah, it's the more you know. I did a quick Google search, and those are his sleeves remind me of that every single time I see them, which I find pretty funny. So, the more you know. Merfolk is a pretty good deck. Even though it did lose that game, it looked like it was in control a majority of it, but Carter was able to land a second enter the battlefield creature, which was able to shut him down. Looks like Carter's all ready to go, and David has been presented, so they're going to cut, and David will be... David's doing his unluck cut, it looks like. David's going to be on the play. They draw their 7. David's going to choose whether or not to mulligan first. He's thinking about it, and he's going to keep his, and Carter is certainly going to go to 6. Behind Dredge. I'm trying to figure out who No Mercy is. Let's see. No Mercy is for the win. Second favorite deck behind Dredge. Who do I know that likes Dredge and Fish? I'm trying to see if I know you, No Mercy. I can only think of one person that really likes Dredge, and that's John Custer. But I'm not sure if that's you. I don't know what your username would be. So. Looks like they're talking over what maybe happened in the last game, and David's trying to maybe figure out exactly what happened. Or they're just doing a quick chat. But awesome, No Mercy. Sorry, No Mercy. Thank you for watching. It's awesome that you're checking us out all the way from Fredericksburg, Virginia. Tomorrow is Modern. The IQ is Modern. So if you show up tomorrow to play, it's a Star City Games IQ and preliminary Pro Tour qualifier, and it is Modern. Carter needs to go to 5, it looks like. He did not like that 6 and sent it straight back. This is the kind of thing that you hate to see happen, but also David loves. So we'll see if Carter can keep this 5, and always we hope that if you mulligan, you don't have to mulligan too much, as it's not going to be fun Magic otherwise. I mean, granted, not saying that he is out of this game by any means, but it's always fun to see 7 versus 7, good hands going against good hands, just to have great Magic be played, and that's what, you know, the best part of this is. So we're going to see 7 cards get drawn for Carter. Or, well, definitely not 7, 5, I'm sorry. And he's going to keep it, draw after he goes into a Birds. Hey, that's a really great start for him. He's going to lose some life to cast said Birds, but hey, he has a Birds of Paradise in play. He's already at 2 mana. And Vapor Snag is going to come down, putting Carter to 17 life and bouncing his Birds back to his hand. So, basically, nothing happened. He time walked himself almost. Granted, David just passed back, so this is going to be a really interesting game. As Carter does have another land, he can play the Verdant and just cast Birds and then get a shock land and conserve his life total. But it looks like he's just going to play it out, and that looked like a flip card in his hand. I don't know what that is. It might be a Gideon or a Liliana. I think it's a Liliana. I think that's the new addition to the deck. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Matt wanted to try out the new Liliana in it, and he's going to run out double Birds, so he said, handle these. If you have double Vapor Snag, so be it, but you'll have to handle them both. David does not draw land, and David is in trouble, it looks like. This Liliana is not one to mess with. In DC, if it's like a Grand Prix or